Good day, Dr. Jean and colleagues. I will be presenting a integrated review of CBT and its effectiveness in reducing PTSD symptoms in adult veterans. PTSD, or post-traumatic stress disorder, can occur from varying events such as war, disaster, traumatic accidents, terrorist incidents, and sexual assault. The majority of people over time do recover from these events, yet some experience increased symptoms of stress. In order to be diagnosed with PTSD, there's a threefold symptomology that must occur: re-experiencing, avoidance and numbing, and hyperarousal. Re-experiencing the event may be triggered by memories of or by certain events related to the trauma, such as car backfiring or hearing reports of a rape. Avoidance behaviors include avoiding experience, places, and people that may trigger the event. Numbing refers to the way individuals with PTSD feel. They may have difficulty feeling certain emotions relating to other people, may isolate themselves. Hyperarousal refers to the person being constantly on alert. Is CBT and its associated therapies, PT, PE, effective in reducing clinician-assessed symptoms of those with PTSD versus treatment as usual or waitlist? That was the clinical question that was addressed in the IRP paper and as well as in this PowerPoint. PTSD is a widespread problem amongst returning veterans of war. There are 2.3 million returning veterans from the recent conflicts. 50% of those do not seek PTSD treatment, even though 20% of them have been diagnosed with PTSD. The rates of post-traumatic stress are higher with the current conflicts versus the older wars. Department of Veterans Affairs has concluded that CBT is the most effective type of therapy for PTSD. That does include the subtypes CPT and PE. Goodson and colleagues performed a meta-analysis of PTSD treatment. 24 studies with 1,742 VA patients with PTSD. They found a medium between group effect size for active treatments versus controls, and the patients that received these active therapies such as CBT performed 66% better than the control population. Following type of studies were reviewed during the literature search: meta-analysis of current PTSD studies, evidence-based reviews of PTSD studies, pilot studies, open trials of therapies for PTSD, and random controlled trials of each one of the previously mentioned modalities, either together, alone, or sometimes in combination with pharmacological methods, and one qualitative study. Steenkamp discovered that few outcome studies PTSD related to military exposure exist. There are major gaps that I found, as well as the authors mentioned, that utilize RCTs solely to measure the effectiveness of CBTs. There's just not a lot out there. Scher mentioned an important study that hers was the first RCT involving PTSD treatment for active duty female veterans. That was a very important one. And Nakesh also found a scarcity of studies that looked at PE and combat terror-related PTSD. So from a research standpoint, more advanced practice nurses need to conduct RCTs involving CBT, CPT, and PE. Clinically advanced practice nurses need to be aware of PTSD symptoms. They were going to see these individuals during routine physicals. There's millions of people returning from the recent conflicts, and they need to be aware of who to refer them to for advanced treatment. There is an incredible need for effective treatment in this population. So my intervention is to determine how many practitioners at a clinic or practice are proficient in CBT and related modalities. Once that number is determined, send them for training, mentor them when they return in this type of training, and perform an outcome study to see if this therapy is indeed helping patients. These therapies are feasible for implementation in a variety of treatment environments: large VA clinics, multi-practitioner clinics, solo practices, county health departments, social services, underserved populations. So in conclusion, these therapies do work. They are recommended frontline therapies. They need to be utilized. However, they need to be studied further in the veteran population using RCTs. Thank you.